Hello there, people of the universe. My name is MichSciFi, and welcome back to some more Star Wars content. Now, for those who are living under a rock, or might have just missed it, or whatever reason you might not know, I'll leave a link below to the full article I'll be reading in this video if you do want to check it out for yourselves. Now, yesterday, from when I'm recording this, on November 21st, some news came out from the world of Star Wars that Dave Filoni, the mastermind behind Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, one of the masterminds behind The Mandalorian, as well as Jon Favreau, as well as Book of Boba Fett, and then most importantly for me, Ahsoka. The reason I say Ahsoka is because that was the show that brought back the live-action return of Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. Ahsoka for me was, or is, one of the best pieces of Star Wars media we've had since Revenge of the Sith, which is not only my favourite Star Wars film, but no, in fact, that's it, really. Yeah, it's my favourite Star Wars film. So, having listed all of Dave's credentials, sorry for the little tangent there, it should be no surprise that the promotion he was given was to Chief Creative Officer, which basically means he is a part of the Jedi Council when it comes to everything Star Wars media moving forward. He's not in control of everything, but say if when the Rey film is getting made, if the writer or the director needs a bit of guidance, or maybe they've got a decision about how, or we're going to have a character cut himself off from the Force, abandon his family, or because he tried to kill his nephew, which of course is something a character would never do. So Dave could look at that and be like, maybe don't do that, maybe that's not a good idea. Though, of course, why would that ever happen in Star Wars? Why would they ever do something where they have a character do something that character would never do? Can you tell I'm bitter about The Last Jedi? The news of Dave's promotion was, for me and a lot of other Star Wars fans, really, really exciting, because while Mando Season 3 was a bit and Book of Boba Fett was also a bit Mando Season 1 and 2 and Ahsoka, for me, were amazing, mind-blowing. I've said it in my Ahsoka review, which if you've not seen, I'll leave a link below, but I basically said at the end of episode 4, when it cliffhangered to Anakin, 5 minutes after that ended and I'd finished watching it, I was in actual tears. And I remember laughing at myself, being like, what are you crying for? But I was. It was absolutely brilliant. Anyway, staying on topic, the reason I mentioned the promotion is because it has led to this article coming out from Vanity Fair. Again, I'll leave a link below if you want to read the whole thing. And it does talk about some stuff, including, I think, Dave's promotion, as well as some things Rosario Dawson had to say about Ahsoka. But the main thing I want to focus on, if I may, because we got this amazing picture of Hayden Christensen and Dave Filoni, and, like, this is the man who is Anakin Skywalker, and then this is the man, Dave, who helped add so much to the character of Anakin. So seeing these two together in a photo really makes me happy, and then it scares me because this is a behind the scenes photo, so no de-aging, and yet Hayden looks fucking amazing. The world between worlds sequences in Ahsoka opened the door for Christensen to return as Anakin Skywalker, reprising the role of the brash young Jedi he first performed in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. The actor previously came back as the scarred and broken Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but Ahsoka offered him a chance to revisit the character post-redemption, which, by the way, one of my favourite things in Ahsoka is when they're talking and he says, live or die, and she says, I won't fight you, and he's like, I've heard that before, which when I first watched that, I was like, is he referencing Return of the Jedi? And he was, because it's like in Return of the Jedi, Luke says to Vader, I will not fight you, Father. You are unwise to lower your defenses. But I love that they pulled reference to that scene. And as well, if I just find it for you, it's basically behind the scenes of Dave and Hayden filming Ahsoka. And if you listen to what Hayden says,
it's nice if it's like a genuine sort of recollection of like, oh, I've heard that before. Oh, I've heard that before.
And I love the notion that it was Hayden's idea. And I don't know why, the nerdiness in Hayden, the way he's like, boom! Like, if you just listen again when he says it. Oh. I really, really would love, if not next year, the year after, when it's the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, I would love to go to Star Wars Celebration, meet Hayden, and in the brief second and a half that I get with him, just tell him how much his role of Anakin means to him, because I'm not one of those people who, oh, do we love the prequels now? Oh, it's the in thing. No, I always loved the prequels, and I always loved Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. Christensen says he played it with a deliberate sense of uncertainty. Is this really him, or is he a figment from Ahsoka's troubled mind? I do like that. I'm pretty sure it is the Force ghost of Anakin, and he has now taken on the role of the father, and I as well think that was what Dave had in mind for that. But I like the idea that Hayden played it in a way where, let's say Hayden knows that Anakin is the father, he wants to play it in a way where, do you know? Do you not? That's the beauty of how this episode is constructed, in my opinion. The actor says, inevitably, the audience has to question, what is it they are watching? Is this really the world between worlds? What is the world between worlds? Is this actually the spirit of Anakin Skywalker, or is this all in Ahsoka's subconscious, and we're just going down the yellow brick road as she's drowning and fighting for her life? I think that the episode provides a few really good clues, but it doesn't spell it out for you. Yeah, and I absolutely love that, because the reason why I do think it is Anakin's spirit in the world between worlds is because how would Ahsoka know the whole, oh, I've heard that before? How would that be in her head? Did Luke full on just get a Blu-ray of Return of the Jedi for Ahsoka? Filoni prefers to leave the mystery open to interpretation, and I like that, but he defers to Lucas as the definitive storyteller on Vader. For him, this show was about how Ahsoka's character dealt with her past rather than continuing the cautionary tale of Anakin Skywalker as a Force ghost. It is nice to see someone at Lucasfilm that has such power respect fucking George Lucas. I mean, it's not like the studio is called Lucasfilm. Still, Ahsoka suggests that even after Anakin's story was completed, the character continues a Jekyll and Hyde struggle to maintain his decency with Vader still lurking somewhere within. Flashes of Vader lurk out of Ahsoka's visions, or maybe that's just Ahsoka's imagination. There's also an interpretation that the spirit of Anakin intercedes to save her from death, rescuing his old apprentice from her fall into the ocean. With that, I personally don't think that Anakin's struggling to maintain Vader or control it. I think the Force ghost of Anakin now just is completely at balance, at peace, but he's willing to show the dark side, the Vader, when he needs to make a point. There's a lot there to unpack, potentially, Christensen says. I was getting to play a version of this character that I hadn't before, and that was the all-knowing, all-powerful Jedi Master.
Take a seat, young Master Skywalker. What?
Who could wield both sides of the Force, light and dark, at will. Yeah, I said that. And maybe has the power to save Ahsoka's life, which also is very interesting, because that's the power he was trying to achieve when he pledged himself to the dark side. Oh, man! Hayden's such a fucking nerd! I love that. He wants to save Ahsoka's life, which is also why he changed to the dark side in the first place. Fuck! Man, I love Hayden. But I love that because that's true. Anakin changed because he wanted the power to save Padme's life. And in Ahsoka, Anakin now has that power. He is one with his darkness. And, oh, it's so fucking good. That's why I love that line when he says to Ahsoka, you're more than that. Because I'm more than that. And I love that so much. Dave Filoni is a fucking mastermind. Rumour has it, I don't know if it was confirmed, I think it was, but don't quote me on that Dave is currently penning a season 2 of Ahsoka. I personally spoke to a friend of mine and he said he wants to see it focus on Thrawn, which yes, definitely. I also do want to see Hayden again. Maybe I'm being greedy there, but having now seen Hayden in the Clone Wars armour, I need to see Ewan in that armour with him. And the little girl whose name escapes me, who played Ahsoka, she was brilliant. As someone who in the beginning was up for Rosario's casting, but was like, can we have Ashley do the voice? Having gone from that to now loving Rosario's performance overall, and then the little girl, I loved her performance overall, because I remember when the show started and I was like, if we get any flashbacks to little Ahsoka, can Ashley do the voice? So I'm very protective of Ashley's voice. But then when the little girl, the way she did it, besides screaming at the fact that it was Clone Wars live action and Anakin's armour and Rex, I did adore her performance as Ahsoka. It's still weird it not being Ashley's voice, but all three of them are Ahsoka, and I love it. I really do. So, yeah, what are your guys' take on anything I've said? I'm up for a discussion in the comments, as long as it's obviously respectful, polite, and decent. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Take care. Be kind. Be good to one another. May the force be with you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.
I'm a living legend. You ain't heard yet, you not get the message. From the moment that I'm stepping in, I get a couple weapons. Yeah, I turn to a beast when I'm repping. I'm a living legend.